Future-proof. It's the one thing every organisation wants to be. But are you? Amid so much change, the ups, the downs, the cycles, we need to evolve quickly or risk getting left behind. For over 50 years, we have been there with you, adapting to ensure your success. And as we enter the next 50, we will continue to be your engine for business, bringing powerful, proven innovations that serve you both now and into the future. The reality is, future-proof can be built right into your business with SAP.
Please welcome Scott Russell.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sapphire, day 2. Let's hear it. All right. You know what, Sapphire, Christian said yesterday, Sapphire is like Christmas. For me, Sapphire is like going to a concert. You know that nervousness that you have, that excitement, the energy you have when you know you're going to see a great show. And you stand there and you see the crowd pile in and you're anticipating what's to come. Well, for me, Sapphire's like that. I stood on the top of the escalators yesterday morning and I watched everyone here, including everybody online. I wish you were here with me to see this experience live, the show floor, the theaters, the demo booths. Our team have done an amazing job to bring our show to life. And on day 1, what a show it was. We started the morning and we talked about artificial intelligence infused in business processes. Julia and Christian did an amazing job of showcasing customer journeys, leveraging every single piece of SAP's technology. We heard from amazing companies like Lockheed Martin, like Nestle, like Schneider Electric, and so many more. We understood that to be future-proof, you needed to drive business change, but you needed best-in-class technology. Let me ask, did everybody enjoy day 1 of Sapphire? Thomas, Jürgen, Christian, Julia, to the SAP team that presented everywhere around, Sabina, Dominic, but most importantly for all of our customers that were sharing your stories on day 1, thank you so much, because it was a great start to the exciting event. So day 2, what can we expect? Well, day 2 is going to be fun. This afternoon, you've got Serena Williams, who is one of the greatest of all time in any sport, of any gender. She is a champion in all parts of her life. And then later on, you get to ride a roller coaster, bit of a boogie with Usher if you want to, get out there and dance. But before we do that, we've got to do a bit more work. And that work is hearing about customers. Our customers are the real story of SAP. Our customers are the ones that are truly driving the change, because as good as our technology has been, is today, and will be in the future, our customer stories are the real reason that you will change. The reality is you need an organization you can trust. For 50 years, SAP has been a technology partner to many of you, and we aspire to be the technology partner for your future. But that's not a given. We have to earn the right. We have to showcase that technology and make it easy to use, easy to adopt, speed of transformation. And I was reminded of this actually. I had a dinner party a week ago. My wife and I, we live in New York. I know I sound like a New Yorker. We're at a dinner party and I had a friend who was from high school in my hometown in Ballarat in Australia. And I hadn't seen her for a long time. My wife and I hadn't seen her for a long time. And she joined us with her husband. And he worked for a company that was a multi-billion-dollar company in packaged goods. He ran operations supply chain for their business. And we hadn't had the chance to talk much. And over dinner, having a few glasses of wine, enjoying a great meal, we just sort of got talking about business and technology. And of course, I was pretty quick to point out how SAP had helped their business get to where it was today, and we were really proud of that. And he said, yep, absolutely, this is great, Scott. He said, but I am not sure my business knows how to change. He's like, really, can we do this? Can we do this change? Because I've got a lot of business users who've been doing the same thing the same way for a long period of time. He said, so when I hear things like artificial intelligence and data-driven businesses, I always think of it from my business user, whether they're on the shop floor, whether they're out in the field, whether they're in the back or the front office. How are they going to be able to use this technology to drive the change? And what he was really highlighting was that we needed standardization at speed. When you think about clean core, you're thinking about how to do standard processes at scale, but to change quickly, at speed. The innovation being incredibly easy to use. And I know Jürgen and Thomas did an incredible job yesterday of demonstrating that capability to all of you. But it needs to happen on the shop floor in their business. And most of all, they want a company and products that they can trust. Because as much as the history of SAP got their business to where it is today, they want to have the trust and the confidence of where they want to go tomorrow. So I got my laptop out, I was ready to do a sales presentation. Dinner party's the right time to do that, right? I mean, my wife is looking at me like, really? You're going to do that now? Never stop being a salesperson. But the reality is he didn't want to hear about the products and the demos and everything like that, whether it was in a business room or it was at the dinner table. What he really wanted to know was how other customers have done it. How have other companies transformed their business with SAP? How have they allowed the amazing technology that our engineers build and put it to life in their business? That is the real story of SAP. Customers learning from customers. So day 2 is that we are not the show, you are. We're going to have the opportunity to showcase 5 incredible businesses today. I often say this, and I say it to my family, and I say it to my team. I have the best job on the planet. I really do. I mean that with all sincerity. I have the best job. Why? Because I get to talk to thousands of companies every year. I get to talk to you about your businesses and your needs and the challenges that you face. And I get to hear and understand firsthand about the pain points and the opportunities. And I get, the best part of all is I get to see what happens when you're able to utilize SAP's great technology in your business and really driving the business value. So today, we're going to allow 5 companies to tell their story. 5 companies who are going to showcase the transformation that they made with SAP and how they became future-proof. Cirque du Soleil, HanesBrands, Intel, Bain Company, and Boom Supersonic. I am super excited to hear what they've got to say. So without further ado, let's roll the video. Cirque du Soleil. Ladies and gentlemen, a company that has grown literally in leaps and bounds. Let's welcome on stage Nicole Tara from Cirque du Soleil. Nicole. An incredible jacket, way better than mine. Showing us up at Cirque du Soleil, what an amazing company. I think I spoke earlier about the concert experience. I can certainly tell you when I'm going to a Cirque du Soleil show, I have that nervous energy. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your business, and more importantly, the relationship and how SAP is helping you. Over to you, Nicole.
It'd be my pleasure. You know, if Scott made the comparison of this event being a rock concert, which obviously it is, but I'd like to think that you're on caliber with the Cirque du Soleil production, so maybe we'll use that as the high bar for today. As Scott mentioned, I'm Nicole. I'm the Chief Growth Officer for Cirque du Soleil Entertainment Group, and it's my pleasure to have my maiden voyage at SAP Sapphire. Thank you for having me. On behalf of our nearly 5,000 employees worldwide, including 1,300 artistic performers, we've been on quite a journey these last nearly 40 years. If you're unfamiliar with our brand, you should become more familiar, because we're likely in a city near you. Currently, we have around 32 shows that are operating globally. We do about 11 million tickets a year. We operate in 60 countries, and we cover about 450 different cities in a touring track that spans over a 3-year period. So it's fair to say that we're in a city near you. But the history is really important here, right? Cirque was founded in 1984. We're rounding up on our 40th year next year, something we're incredibly proud of, you know, in an entertainment industry where duration and enduring duration is kind of challenging and difficult, right? Consumers forget pretty quickly in these days and age about the next shiny toy. But somehow we've been able to do it, right? But how do you define the next 40 years, right? What does the future look like for a brand that, quite frankly, has engineered its entire existence on a physical stage, right? Making physical goods, printing and making fabrics to, you know, clothe entertainers that entertain us all around the world. And you know, we were on track in 2019 to do something pretty incredible, financially and otherwise. We were on track to have, and we did, our best financial year in company history, but something happened in 2020. Do we remember? Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we're getting really close to forgetting. But in April of 20, you know, we had a major setback as a company. Our entire company was shut down due to the global pandemic. And when I say entire company was shut down, we had 5,000 employees reduced to dozens of employees in 2 weeks. We went through an entire financial restructuring process in the summer of 20, and in the fall of 20, we emerged with new leadership, new ownership, and frankly, a new vision for what we are and what we wanted to become. And so when I joined the company last summer, the mandate was this: take everything you know about Cirque, every rule that we've had in the past, which we are operating was, the show is the star. Don't distract from that, right? But how do you grow that? How do you future-proof it? And so we decided the answer was to blow that up. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm really proud to say that we got to work at the end of last year. I joined the company and we set out on a mission, and that mission was to better understand our fandom, right? Scott talks about better understanding customers. Like, we needed to understand our fans globally. So we commissioned some work. We got out there, we talked to people. We went into 20 countries where we operate. We got on the ground and we started talking to people. What do you think about us? What do you need from us? What can we do better for you? And the answers were overwhelming. Customers around the world said, you're not just a performing arts company to us. You're a cultural arts leader, and we need you to lead, and we need you to innovate, and we need you to take who you are and become much more than that. And so when the data came back, we said, whew, first of all, whew, big responsibility, right? But the customers want it, and our consumers and our fans need us to do it. So we are compelled. So we have set out to do 3 things. First and foremost, we're going to keep doing what we're doing creatively, but we're going to transition into doing it differently. So we're going to create more awe-inspiring, immersive style experiences. Our customers, over 81%, said, create something in the Cirque vision, but do it differently. Let me walk through it. Let me touch it. Let me feel it. Use more of that technology that you've been known for decades to innovate around. We want bleeding edge. And maybe take it to places where we wouldn't expect to see you. We'd drive to the desert. 45% of our customers said that they'd drive 2 hours or more to come find an experience that we put together. Okay, that's compelling, right? So we're doing it. So I'm really happy and proud to say that we are launching a business around this in 2024. Details yet to be forthcoming, but it is going to be an exceptional experience, and we're going to give our consumers around the world more of what they want. The second thing that we heard from them is we need to enrich the human connection. We want to feel you. We want to touch Cirque. We want to know more about it. In fact, we need ways to interact with you that are far beyond the stage. And frankly, between our live show experiences, how do we get more of what you are? How can we feel your creative energy, right? And in this day and age, this might sound obvious to 99.9% of this audience, but Cirque had yet to really find a digital connection with its audience. And we need to create that, and we are creating that. And so you're going to see us in the next couple of weeks do something we've never done before and participate in a digital world that we are creating with Cirque's energy and with Cirque's passion and innovation, but for an entirely different new audience, a digital universe. More about that next week. And third, and this is very relevant for maybe many of us in this room who have businesses interfacing with customers, we need to create deeper community impact. And we need to show our customers and fans what we're doing in the communities all around the world to help better the planet and the world that we live on, right? And I'm really proud that Cirque does many of those things today and has done many of those things for almost 40 years. But we really don't tell our story. And so we're going to do a better job in the future of lifting up those stories and talking about our fans and talking about our creators and talking about our performers in a way that deepens purpose and creates social impact. And so when I think about Cirque and I think about the future, Scott uses the words future-proofed as in the past tense. We are future-proofing. We are in the process of that generation. And there's a parallel exercise going on at our company, our digital transformation, which is a word that has been around for quite some time. But there was a lot of physical architecture that needed to transform at our company. And I'm really pleased to say that we're undergoing that process, and we're going to emerge out of perhaps our most dark era into an era full of innovation and light, powered on technology, driven by our fans, and thinking about the future. And so as I look out at this audience and I think about this global constituency of SAP, customers, staff members, fans, we're so privileged to have partners such as you. When we think back to our darkest days, there were very few people around us. SAP was one of those. When we were in a financial turmoil and we were trying to just figure out how to keep the lights on, SAP stood beside us. They actually let us operate many of our products at gratis for a pretty significant period of time while we got it together. So to say we're loyalist is an understatement. We feel very empowered by our partners at SAP. It's my great pleasure to be here. And to wrap things up, I thought I would officially invite Scott to join the Cirque family, as only we know how, with our very celebratory clown noses that we wear pridefully at Cirque du Soleil. So Scott, if you do the honor, it is SAP Sapphire Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on brand. Looks stunning.
We look brilliant.
Stunning. Let's give him a round.
Nicole Tara, everybody, from Cirque du Soleil. Thank you so much, Nicole. I can't be serious looking at you like this. But you know what? Cirque du Soleil, they bring joy. This brings joy, and we're so proud of the relationship and the partnership with you through the dark times, but also helping you with the good. We're so excited about the journey you're on, and the partnership is a long way into the future as you truly are future-proofing. Thank you so much, Nicole Tara, Cirque du Soleil. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I can't breathe. Whew. That's a pretty cool story. It is humbling for us. It is truly humbling that as an organization, we get to partner with businesses that do so many different things, and Cirque du Soleil truly create joy. The pandemic was really disruptive, but it also created great opportunities, and you hear the energy and the enthusiasm and the positivity that Nicole and everyone that Cirque talks about. And so to be associated with that, to be the digital platform that helps them transform, it's a humbling position to be. Our next customer is very different. We're changing industry. Now, I don't know about you, but I like a sweatshirt. I call it a hoodie. You know, in Australia, we call it a hoodie. And now this company invented hoodies. So our next guest is HanesBrands. Let's roll the video. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the CIO of HanesBrands, Subra Gopparaju. Hey Subra, how are you?
Excellent.
Hey, wait, hang on a sec, Subra. There was a different coat yesterday. There was a puffer jacket, and I think it was an Australian puffer jacket yesterday. I like this.
That will look great on
Champion
you.
brand. What do you think? I should wear it this afternoon? All right, it's going on. I'm wearing it. I'm going to champion, literally, HanesBrands. I'm only kidding. Subra, welcome to Sapphire. I know that the HanesBrands story is a long and storied history. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and the company that we all know?
Sure. HanesBrand is a maker of everyday apparel that is known and loved by consumers around the world. The company was founded 100 years ago. It's headquartered in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with $6 billion plus in revenues, 51,000 plus employees. We are present in over 32 countries. We have some iconic brands, Scott. Brands such as Hanes, which is one of the leading apparel brand in US. We have some other popular brands like Bonds, Bali, Maiden Farm. In innerwear, Champion is our flagship brand. The fun fact that you already mentioned, we invented the original hoodie. We are working on our what we call full potential plan that will greatly benefit our consumers and stakeholders. I'm proud to be part of this iconic company.
So you mentioned the word, Subra, full potential. I think that's the program. Tell us a little bit more about what full potential is and the case for change that you had at HanesBrands, considering the successful history that got you to this point.
Absolutely. Full potential plan is simple. Increase the revenue, increase the margin, basically grow the company. Technology transformation is the foundation of our full potential plan. Why we are doing this and what is the case for change? One of the reasons why we are doing this is simplification. By consolidating all our various types of ERP platforms, we wish to reduce complexity. We want to standardize the business processes, simplify our business. We want to simplify to amplify. The other reason why we are doing this is our brands need help. They need newer capabilities. Capabilities like omni-commerce capabilities, data and analytics capabilities, capabilities that will truly propel us forward into retail excellence. That is the case for change.
So I know that you're a loyal, long-term customer of SAP, and I know that we've been a foundation of your journey up until this point, but you've also been transforming with SAP. How are we helping enable that transformation, those benefits that you describe? How has SAP been a partner to help you do that as you move now and into the future?
SAP is central to our transformation journey. If we ask ourselves, what are the business capabilities that a modern, retail-centric, consumer-minded organization like ours need? We want to build a digital foundation, call it a technology spine, on which all your standard business processes will run. Another capability that we want is we want to be a data-driven enterprise. We want to unleash the power of data. How do we unlock build a data model, and enable improved analytics. The other capability that we want is an integrated end-to-end planning. How can we build a platform that provides insights and also predicts tomorrow's demand today? And finally, we talked about resilient supply chain network. We want to build a resilient supply chain network that can intelligently and efficiently predict changing consumer demand. SAP has enabled many of these capabilities. So it's central to our transformation journey.
Well, that's great to hear, and I guess I can say that what you heard from Christian yesterday, artificial intelligence, generative AI infused into the processes, use cases across the portfolio, data sphere and how you can use federation data to be able to connect. And you use the term planning not only from your financial planning, but your workforce planning, your supply chain planning, and being able to do that to unlock the power. I know the brand of champion is already live with Rise with SAP. Tell us about the business benefits, what actually happened, and maybe looking forward, what are you excited about going into the future?
Absolutely. So we have enabled several business capabilities that will benefit our consumers and organization at large. So one of the capability that we have enabled is enterprise data management and advanced analytics. So we built an enterprise data management system. We built a playbook, a governance structure using SAP MDG and Information Steward. We have that now that would ensure that we have clean and consistent data across the company. We also have enabled real-time analytics in DataSphere. The other capability that we have enabled is omni-channel inventory visibility and omni-commerce capability. Having end-to-end inventory visibility, Scott, is not only critical, but paramount for offering better consumer experiences. SAP CAR, Customer Activity Repository, provides that visibility across all channels, whether it is wholesale, e-com, or retail. That would be a critical enabler for our omni journeys. Another capability that we've enabled, our entire technology footprint, our global platforms are on SAP Rise, a highly scalable, available platform with enhanced security. What I call is our crown jewels can now run with least risk and reduced disruptions. And finally, we've also enabled a global integration platform on BTP. The platform powers all types of integration patterns, whether it is application-to-application integration, business-to-business integration, or even data. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about our global platforms. I'm excited about the business capabilities that it will enable, the value that it unlocks. All this will truly help us to achieve our full potential.
Subra, I am so impressed. Number one, you're able to explain pretty much the SAP strategy in your business. Data platform, business technology, all of the applications, whether it be SAP Rise, omni-channel, integration and planning, and most of all, you could explain what our three-letter acronyms actually are. Because I couldn't even explain what CAR was until you explained it to me. In all seriousness, Subra, the story of HanesBrands and the partnership is one that has a long foundation, but the future is even more exciting. Thank you so much for the trust, for the partnership, the willingness to go all in with SAP, and we look forward to helping your business become future-proof. Subra, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen. So, Cirque du Soleil, creating joy, entertaining, having fun. HanesBrands, wearing clothing and retail and fashion and apparel that makes us feel good. The next company that I'm going to talk to is a company that is powering technology through its chip technology for generations. It has been a market leader when it comes to the technology industry. So without further ado, let's hear more from Intel.
Behind you.
Ah, there he is. There was no video. I was waiting for the video. Hey, Christoph, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, that wasn't a script, was it, really?
I sneaked in through the back.
Well, I was looking over there, and Christoph, welcome, everybody.
you.
Christoph Schell from Intel, round of applause.
Nice to meet you.
You know, the best thing about that is we practiced that sequence, and he was meant to come from that side. I just forgot. Christoph, your company has been powering technology in all of its different forms for generations, and our businesses and companies everywhere here, we're all beneficiaries of that. You've also been a customer of SAP for a long period of time, and recently you made the decision to move to SAP Rise, leveraging S4, driving the next generation of change for Intel. Can you just tell the audience a little bit more about the journey that you're on and why it's so important?
All right, I'll try and do that. So thanks for having me. And I guess no SAP event without a German accent, so I'm representing that today. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Intel. I joined 14 months ago. And you're right, we have been an SAP customer for quite some time, and we decided recently to renew that. What we're doing is, I mean, you know us, we're the company that puts silicon into Silicon Valley. And what we are doing right now is actually quite interesting. You probably know how we have our own fabs where we manufacture wafers. And we use these wafers pretty much for our own consumption internally, for CPUs, for GPUs, for ASIC products that we have. And we decided that we're going to open up our fabs for external customers as well. For external customers to design their own silicon, to design their systems on a chip, to package chiplets on a systems on a chip, do that in an open software standard called UCIe.
Okay.
Why are we doing this? We're doing this because we believe that Intel is essential in the tech industry, and semis are becoming quite the thing from a geopolitical point of view. If you think back the last 50 years, the world has made decisions on where oil reserves are. I think it's pretty safe to assume that in the next 50 years, geopolitical decisions will be made based on where countries are located that have semi-manufacturing and semi-design capabilities. And we want to bring this to the forefront. So the reason why SAP won the core ERP with Intel going forward is because they listened really well. What we have to do is we have to separate our business. We have to separate a wafer, a fab operation, from a business unit operation, from an SG&A. So how we streamline operationally is right now very important. We need to offer transparency to our customers. We'll have customers that will only do business with us on the fab side, some that will do business with us on the CPU, GPU side and software side, and some that will do both. And so we need to move the cost where it is needed to be and give the right accessibility and transparency.
And you're leveraging the cloud technology of SAP. You're in the middle of that transformation.
Yes.
Importantly, we're also partners, and we've been partners for a long period of time. We've also got some exciting announcements about how our partnership continues to evolve and how we work together to serve customers, including many people here in the audience.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, look, so as I said, I joined Intel, and what is really thought-provoking is the amount of the depth of engineering that we have in our companies. And I want you to think about these engineers working hand in hand with your engineers, okay, with Jürgen's organization. And what we're doing is we're trying to make our customers successful, okay, and understand what they really require. So what the latest collaboration really is it's based on the 4th generation Xeon processor of Intel. And we are basically, many of your customers that have the highest systems or the largest systems are actually running those systems on Intel silicon. What we are working on right now is improving TCO, so that 4th generation product helps us to go up to 38% energy improvement. We're trying to accelerate performance and enhance performance. And then I think a theme that will be with us for right now, but also for the future, is security. How can we secure the workloads? How can we secure the data? How can we make it foolproof, even as we look ahead 5, 10 years, as we think about quantum computing and how security standards will change? So no company can do this by itself. We're doing this as an ecosystem, as partners, and I'm very grateful for that partnership.
You know what's interesting is it reminds me, and I know Thomas and Jürgen think about this all the time, is for us to unlock the capabilities, we need partnerships.
Yes.
And you may be surprised to hear this, but at SAP, we have 3x the number of partners when it comes to technology partnerships than we did from 2 years ago. Julia's team driving that from a market basis, but the understanding is how do we bring the best that Intel has, the innovation that SAP has, and bring it together for the benefit of our customers.
Yes.
It's an exciting future. Christoph, I know we don't get long time on stage, but on behalf of our customers, our partners and SAP, thank you for the trust. Thank you for the confidence as a customer and a partner, and look forward to the way forward as you become future-proof. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Christoph. Christoph Schell. 3 exciting businesses, 3 different cases for change. Our next customer unfortunately couldn't be here with us, but I thought it was a worthwhile opportunity to share a company that has a long-standing business over a long period of time, helping companies, advise them to transform. The company is Bain Company, and what they do is they're advising your businesses and how to then navigate the challenges of yesteryear, today, and tomorrow. But they needed also to change. They chose SAP S/4HANA Public Edition, and the story is amazing. So let's roll the video from Ramesh Razdan from Bain.
Bain is a strategy consulting firm with a long-standing commitment to delivering results for our clients. We're across 40 countries, 65 offices, with 18,000+ people globally. We have had incredible growth, made 15+ acquisitions in the last few years. This necessitated a need for an ERP program. We chose S/4HANA Public Cloud to future-proof our business. During the design and deployment phase, we made it a business transformation program for business and IT collaborating. We established guiding principles that minimize the need for customization and key performance indicators that made sure we know what the success criteria is. As I look upon the program, I'm confident that we're on the right path. We have upskilled both business and IT, new and agile ways of working, and removed a number of manual and inefficient processes. A number of you are on a similar journey. I hope you use this opportunity to transform your business operations.
Bain Company, you know, when I see that, I always think to myself, I was listening to Ryan Reynolds yesterday, and he talked about being scrappy. You know, doing a lot with little. Well, that was an iPhone, but the story, if you get beyond that, is that they are an entrenched market leader in professional services, but their industry is disrupted. New business model, you are disrupting them. And they needed a modern, agile platform, standardization at speed, so they could drive their business into a new future, new commercial models, IP-related models, subscription models, as well as fee-for-service models. So for Bain, the need for change was imminent. It was strong because the competition was going to outpace them unless they made that move, and they made the move with S/4HANA Public Edition. So we've had 4 different companies, 4 different industries. Our last customer I am super excited about. Now, this company you might not know much about. I got the opportunity to speak to them as we led up to this event. And they are literally, and I mean literally, going to change the way travel is done. They're already in pre-launch, they're already in exciting, and they were more about how do they leverage technology to allow their growth of the future. The company's name is Boom Supersonic. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the CIO of Boom Supersonic, Charles Valentine.
Morning, Scott.
Good morning, Charles. You are looking dapper up there. I am feeling very underdressed right now. You are looking magnificent.
Thank you.
More importantly, your business is magnificent. Can you tell the audience a little bit more about who Boom Supersonic is and how SAP has been a partner of yours? Please take the stage.
Thank you. Good morning. Hi, I'm Charles Valentine, Boom Supersonic CIO, and I'm here to talk to you about speed and the value of your time. Quick show of hands. Who's heard of Boom Supersonic? Awesome. And all of you just heard of us, so everybody's hands should be up. For those of you who haven't heard of Boom, you will. We have big ambitions, and our mission is to make the world dramatically more accessible. We were founded in Denver in 2014 and are designing Overture, the world's fastest airliner. Overture will carry 65 to 80 passengers at Mach 1.7 over water, or about twice the speed of today's fastest commercial aircraft. By show of hands, how many people would like to get from New York to London in 3 hours? I know I would. When we fly twice as fast, cities rarely visited become major travel destinations. We can attend meetings in far-off places and return for evenings home with loved ones. I came to Boom a little over a year ago, joining as the CIO. We have about 200 employees. And when I came on board, we started talking about SAP. I initially pushed back. I thought, hey, it's way too early for these conversations. Because those of us in the room who have a lot of experience with ERP, the feeling is SAP is for the big guys, for the big projects, mountains of data, and I just didn't feel like we were there yet. But one of the main stakeholders looked at me, and I'll never forget it. He said, we're going to have to be good at SAP. That was actually our controller, so he's pretty critical in terms of stakeholder engagement. And ultimately, that's proven to be right. There's a whole language to learn about how to operate an organization of our kind. You have to put many modules of an ERP in place, including an MES or manufacturing execution system to build jets. And we're just breaking ground on our final assembly line, or FAL, in Greensboro, North Carolina, where we will build those jets. When we get to that point of production, we won't be able to afford to make mistakes, and we definitely won't be able to undertake a big implementation or migration project. So we had to get good at running projects now in a low-risk way. So it's a story of true scalability and knowing we would need to depend on SAP in 5, 10, or 15 years from now. So we looked at RISE with SAP, which I hadn't been familiar with previously. What appealed to us is that we could get our feet wet with it. As we grew, we could grow the license count accordingly. We really didn't want to or need a full implementation to get live and get going. Instead, we were willing to change our internal processes to map to the industry standard. And when we needed those packages, RISE had them. At a high level, we followed these tenets. And I should note that these worked for us, but don't always apply universally. But I credit them a lot with our success. The first was no integrations unless absolutely necessary. We wanted to use systems out of the box as much as possible. Integration is difficult and costly. The products are built on common practices informed by the industry and have significant investment, and we really respected that. We didn't want to customize unless it gave us a competitive advantage to do so. Then we were clear, we got to make decisions quickly and do not expand project scope beyond core project goals. This applied to data. Data's messy, data cleansing's difficult, so we couldn't let that slow us down. We started the migration early in anticipation of the data we will be creating, and we really embraced automation to support our growth. We're focused on our mission to make the world dramatically more accessible, and every second we spend not 100% focused on that goal is a second wasted. We need to rely on technology to take us on as much of the busy work as possible. So we're limiting reliance on manual processes to consolidate data, limit redundant data processing, increase data validation, and help to increase user adoption. Next, we decided to implement in phases in order to limit initial budget expenditure and provide a foundational transformational platform for growth. The requirements were approached with a consideration for their impact on the budget in order to determine their priority and scope in the ERP platform. To that end, we minimized phase scope and budget to manage risk to the business while providing optimal outcomes and priority within quarterly deployment schedules. And finally, we enabled operational efficiency to implement change within our organization. We put an emphasis on adoption of new processes, process improvement, and efficiency as the priorities of our implementation. So with all that in mind, we implemented S/4HANA and went live in April of 2022 in just 90 days. We had a supersonic implementation, if you'll excuse the pun. And we just hit our 1-year anniversary of our go-live date. I'm still amazed at the speed and efficiency of getting here, but we managed it carefully, following all the tenets I outlined, and we did that with the help of SAP and our solutions integrator. I meet with my business peers regularly, and some of them have real battle scars. They've had business units that didn't want to change and knew the failure modes of ERP implementations and brought that wisdom to our project. And what we really found is there's a better way with SAP, even for those of us who are just getting started. I look forward to coming back on this stage in a few years and celebrating our successful MES implementation. Thank you and have a wonderful morning.
All right. I was going to do a good transition then. You know what? I listened to that. 90 days. 90 days, supersonic speed of change, standard business processes of a company that didn't think that they needed to do it now. And it kind of reminded me about the role that SAP plays. Sometimes we're about helping the most complex businesses go through difficult transitions, or businesses that are in turmoil and have been thrust with uncertainty that was not of their own making. Sometimes it's about changing consumer demand, and sometimes it's just about getting ahead and being ready so when they do scale, such as boom, they're ready to go. There's always 3 things that I hear from our customers that I think resonated what I heard today, and you will hear again and again and again. Number 1, every company wants to do the transformation, the business transformation at speed. It's not good enough to do the business change over a long period of time. It needs to be compressed, it needs to be packaged, and it needs to deliver a sustainable platform of outcome. Number 2, innovation that is easy to use. What HanesBrands did, or Cirque du Soleil did, was they took the innovation of SAP and it became easy to use, easy to expand, whether it be an omni-channel or using the data platform or in their core business processes. And number 3, and for us the most important one, is that they want to work with partners that they trust. At SAP, we cannot rely on our history being our future. We have to earn the trust every single day at every single customer in every single location. We know that those stories don't just happen. It takes great technology, it creates a partnership ecosystem that can enable that to come to life, and it needs a partner in SAP that will stand with them every step of the journey. At Cirque du Soleil, people are their soul. It's what makes them great. It's who are the people that bring them joy. At HanesBrands, data is king or queen. They needed to be a data-driven enterprise. At Intel, partnerships are the nucleus of their success and their change tomorrow. At Bain, there was simply no time to waste. The market was moving on them and they needed to move fast and enabling technology. And at Boom Supersonic, they're getting good now so they can be great tomorrow. The reality is every journey is different. Every path that you take is unique, but the destination with SAP is secure. Trust us as your partner in the journey. Trust us to write your next script with SAP. So whether you're just starting like Boom or you've been on a journey for us for many years, we are so excited to help you truly become future-proof. Ladies and gentlemen, we have kicked off day 2 at Sapphire. We are going to have a whole lot of fun tonight, but during the day, SAP team, you've got all of this room. The doors are closed. You can't get out, everybody. So let's go and have some fun, learn a lot, and then celebrate this evening. Thank you so much for your time and attention this morning. Have a great day too.
Thanks so much for joining this SAP Sapphire keynote on social media. Don't forget to register on the platform so you can see the full show with tons of content like customer and partner interviews, the latest on SAP Preferred Success, Martin Wazowski on how to be future ready, and so much more. Don't miss out.